When I was 6 years old, I broke my leg. And I was running from my brother and his friends, and tasted the sweet perfume of the mountain grass I rolled down. I was younger then. Take me back to when I found my heart, broke it here, made friends and lost them through the years. And I've not seen the boring fields in so long. I know I've grown, but I can't wait to go home. I'm on my way, driving at 90 down those country lanes, singing to Tiny Dancer, and I miss the way you make me feel. It's real when we watch the sun.
The way I usually like to start these off is by a fun question that I usually like to ask a lot of folks. So, if you could choose your favorite home cooked meal, what would you choose?
That's a good question. I really love tacos.
Oh,
So that's like one of the things that I usually make, just like ground chicken or ground turkey tacos. And yeah, that would be my favorite home cooked meal. I feel like I should have something a lot more elaborate, but I don't.
no, it's great. And I'll be going out and I'll be having those tomorrow. So now you're gonna have to have me actually cook them on my own. Just how it will probably be a lot better anyway. So that's
Yeah.
awesome. Thanks so much for that. And so, on a transitional note, you golf. This is great. Honestly, I'm not good at it yet, but we're getting there. So the way I like to kind of transition into that is, how did you get started with it?
So I'm originally from the East Coast. You're based in Boston, right?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, so I'm originally from the East Coast, moved out to San Diego about 5 years ago now. I moved out for my relationship, and my boyfriend loves to golf. So I wanted to be able to play with him. I wanted us to have something fun and active to do outdoors, and something fun for us to do on vacation and when we traveled. So when I moved out here, I started taking lessons almost immediately. And yeah, just kind of poured myself into learning the sport. I had no idea what I was getting myself into, but it's been a really fun journey.
Nice. That's awesome. Really cool.
Yeah, yeah.
And so, on top of that, what have been some of your more memorable moments, especially like I said, you just kind of ran into it.
Oh gosh. Well, most recently would be breaking 80. It's been something I've been trying to do and one of my goals for a really long time. So I did that on like a Friday afternoon, just very casual. I was out with my boyfriend and his friend and finally broke 80. I shot a 77, which was really memorable. I've gotten to play some really great golf courses.
Mm.
The Monterey Peninsula, where Pebble Beach is, Cypress Point, like bucket list golf courses I've gotten to play, which has been really cool. And I'd say working with the PGA Tour at the Farmers Insurance Open 4 years in a row now, and then having the opportunity to work with the USGA at the US Open when they had it at Torrey Pines a few summers back, which actually next week is the US Open. So right around this time a couple years ago, working with them at Torrey Pines was really a highlight for me career-wise.
Yeah, for sure. So I know this is always a tough question because there's so many great golf courses, as you alluded to. If you could choose your favorite one,
That I've
what would
played.
yes, would
Uh,
there?
I mean, we're so spoiled to have Torrey Pines right here in our backyard. I mean, it's a US Open and PGA Tour course. So I love Torrey Pines, but I think the one that kind of I was most excited to and looking forward to playing was Pebble Beach. I played that last year, so that was really beautiful. But I've also got to play Whistling Straits, like a Ryder Cup course. So it's hard to choose, but I love Torrey Pines, but Pebble Beach is pretty special too.
That's awesome. And like I said too, like each one of them is so unique in their own special way. Where it's like,
Yeah.
how could we choose one, right?
Yeah, it's very tough. We're just so spoiled to be able to get to play Torrey Pines so easily since it's like a public course, anybody can get on it. And as a resident here, you get to play it for pretty cheap too. So it's hard to beat that.
Even better. And yeah, right down the road from me, there's a course called Granite Links. And I know it's semi-private. And so, they're really strict with that. Like you can only get on certain times. And then once you do get on, it's like an arm and a leg to try to pay for it.
Yeah, totally.
So I was trying to tell myself, like, oh, let's just go play nine. I look at the price for 9 holes. I'm like, I don't know. Like,
Yeah, totally.
so especially in golf, especially at the competitive level, there tends to be interesting moments, in terms of just maybe pressure or what have you, where it's like, okay, you think through your head, like, I have to make this putt. How do you deal with that?
It's really tough. I mean, I am a complete and total amateur. Like I've only been playing a few years. So before playing, I didn't really understand how difficult the game was. And I'd watched some of it on TV here and there and didn't really think much of, the sport as far as difficulty or it actually being strenuous. But it's one of the most challenging mental games, I think. Uh, and yeah, you have these moments where if there was no pressure and you were just practicing, you'd make a 3 foot, 4 foot putt easily, but you elevate the stakes. Maybe you have a little money on the line, or maybe it's to win a tournament. I haven't been exactly in those situations since I just mostly play for fun, but it's tough. You got to just calm yourself down, take a deep breath, and give it your best shot and detach yourself from the results, because sometimes things that happen on the golf course are completely out of your control.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. And so I think this is a fun question too. So for folks who are just wanting to get into the sport, what would you recommend to them?
I love this question. I get asked all the time. And the number one suggestion I always give is to get some lessons or some type of professional instruction, because that has been the foundation of why I've been able to sort of progress the way that I have over the last few years. And I just think it gives somebody who's starting out a lot more confidence to go to the range or go to a golf course, because they are getting those basic swing mechanics. That the golf swing is pretty tough. You can't just go out there and think you'll know how to swing. I'm not even lying. The first time, I've been an athlete my whole life. I played soccer. First time I ever swung a golf club, I completely whiffed the ball, not once, but twice. And I'm surprised I ever picked up a golf club again after that, because it was a very humbling experience. I play it in events like these. A lot of professional athletes have their charity golf events. And a lot of them have taken up golf after they've been done with their main sport. But guys that are literally the top 0.01% of athletes in the entire world. The other day, I mean, I watched a guy struggle. Like, he is an athletic specimen, cut out of stone, playing at the highest level of his sport. And he whiffed the ball. It's just like such a humbling sport. So getting that instruction right from the get-go really helps a lot with basic swing mechanics and confidence. And then the other suggestion to follow up with that is, when you're first starting out, try to avoid jumping on big courses, like regular courses, right from the get-go. I love going out and playing an executive course, so 9 holes, or an 18-hole par 3 course. You're going to be working on distances 100 yards and in, on a par 3 course, and really short game. Wedges and putting is so crucial to the overall golf game.
Yeah, sure. And the good thing is too is like there's always adjustments that can be made, which makes it a
Yeah.
lot of fun too. Because no matter what, it's like, okay, if I made that great putt, or if we make that great drive, it's like, okay, I might not do that again. If I don't do that again, how can I change that? So yeah, sure, that's awesome.
Yeah, that's definitely come later, like very recently in my game. I would get frustrated out on the course where, say, off the tee, I'd be constantly hitting my drives out to the right. And when I was newer, I'm like, okay, no, I'm doing something wrong because ball's not going straight, but I don't know what it is. So I couldn't fix it in the middle of a round, and it would just be insanely frustrating. But now, as my game's evolved, if I'm hitting a certain type of shot wrong, now I have a little bit more knowledge to know what I'm doing wrong, so I can change it in the middle of a round, which is obviously really helpful.
Yeah, for sure. And I think the final question I have for you is casually start wrapping things up is the game of golf is so special to so many people, and it has been for such a long time now, which is great.
Yeah.
So, what does the game of golf mean to you?
Golf has, gosh, I would have never been able to predict all of the things. So Obviously, it wasn't my sport growing up. It's brought me an entire new career now working in golf media, which has been great. It's like a new sense of purpose for me with it being my second career and a big change at that because I used to be a teacher. And it's strengthened relationships in my life with people like my family members, obviously my relationship, and it's brought new friendships and new relationships into my life. I look forward to playing with my friends often, and they're the ones I've met through golf. I've gotten to do some really great, visit great places, play amazing golf courses, like bucket list golf courses in a very short period of time. So golf has just been extremely additive to my life. It's given me a new sense of purpose with my career. It's helped me network and build a lot of great relationships and meet a lot of great people.
Awesome. That's incredible. And that's what I love too, is just like the people side of it. Like I said, the people, the purpose. That's what makes
Yeah,
it special.
it's so fun. Like just getting out there, playing socially, having a good time. I mean, it's so fun. I look forward to it.
It's a human sign when things go wrong, when the scent of her lingers and temptation strong. Cold, cold heart, hard done by you. Something's looking better, baby. Just passing through. And I think it's gonna be a long, long time till touchdown brings me round again to find I'm not the man they think I am at home. Oh no, no, no. And this is what I should have said. Well, I thought it, but I kept it hid. Cold, cold heart, hard done by you. Something's looking better, baby. Just passing through. And I think it's gonna be a long, long time till touchdown brings me round again to find I'm not the man they think I am at home. Oh no, no, no. And this is what I should have said. Well, I thought it, but I kept it hid. Cold, cold heart, hard done by you. Something's looking better, baby. Just passing through.